Hello friends, today we are going to talk about the AGON Mythic Bundle. What is this creation? It is months and months of people who have lent their sword and shield and coding and artwork to create this. Let's talk about what's included. First off, we have the Islands of AGON. This is an existing module that includes the artwork for 12 islands, a battle map, tokens, everything to get you jumping into the game, get you started. Also, the exciting part, the thing that I'm really jazzed about, is the AGON Compendium. This compendium includes the entire rule set for AGON. It's got all rules and all the islands. That includes the original 12 islands that were in the book, plus the 8 stretch goal islands. So you get 20 islands in this compendium. It has some very cool drag and drop functionality within the actual Roll20 interface, and we'll go through that in a second when we look at it. And then there's also the artwork of AGON. This is all of the original tokens and playmats and the battle map from the campaign module pulled out into an art pack so you can use them in other games, or you have control of dragging the tokens yourself. This is all included in the bundle. So the real exciting thing here is the compendium. Let's take a look at it. Here is the AGON Compendium. This includes the entire book, every single chapter out of the book, all of the islands, including the stretch goal islands. You can click on any one chapter, it'll pull it up. It's all hyperlinked to each other. Let's say we look at Cryos, our favorite harpy-infested island. There is the Signs of the God, the Arrival, the Trials, the Battle, everything is there. All these things are hyperlinked. It's very cool. It's the whole book, but even cooler is how it looks in the game. So let's do that. Let's make a game and show you how the compendium works, in case you haven't used one. In a new game, we're going to go here and select the Islands of AGON module. We'll name this AGON Roll20 Demo. And it automatically selects the character sheet. We'll just say, I'm ready to create game. Now, by default, that should automatically, if you have the compendium, it'll add the compendium to the game because it's associated with that character sheet. So by picking the module, you also effectively pick the compendium. But let's just show you how you would do that, just in case. Let's say you want to add this to an existing game. Go to Settings, go to Game Settings, and then under Compendium Settings, right now you can see it's got AGON character sheet default, but you can select any of your compendiums and add them on, and put it there instead. So if you didn't have one, you could select it there. That's all you need to do, and the compendium is now part of the game. So let's go into the game and see what it looks like when you've got the Islands of AGON module plus the compendium features. What it's like is it's awesome. So we start here with this opening. It's got instructions for the hero players, for the strife players, this playmat, these tokens, and these are kind of getting started, first steps to take. If you look in the page toolbar, you see that there is a battle map for to control all of your battles. In AGON, a battle is the same whether it's a battle of blood and valor, or craft and reason, or arts and narration, or resolve and spirit, or any combination thereof. You could be trying to win over the heart of the queen, or trying to defeat the serpent. We handle battles the same way, so all of them can be done in this battle map. And then there is a introductory page for each island, each of the original 12 islands. This includes the description of the island and the signs of the gods. You don't have to read them out loud. And then there's a playmat for each island. This is for you to put drawings on, put your tokens on, put anything you like to do. So how does the compendium interact with all that? If you click over yonder in the compendium, you'll see islands and rules. If you click on rules, it's going to pull up all of those chapters. That thesis chapter, that very first chapter, is right here with the entire rule set. It's also hyperlinked. So if you, for instance, are the strife player and you want to see more information on the strife player, boom, click. We'll try this. Click on that and it'll pull up the strife player page, and they're all hyperlinked. So it's in a way even better than a book because it's so easy to navigate. If you were to take this thesis and you drag it out onto your playmat, it will create a handout for it. And so that handout is now accessible inside your journal. You can share it. You can click show to players and show it to everyone. So anyone who wants to see any of the rules, you can share it with them. That's sort of default normal compendium capabilities. But with Agon, in the Mythic Bundle, you can also turn islands into character sheets, which is a whole new super cool thing that we have just done. This is very slick. This was changing the character sheet programming. This was adding in islands as a category that could create character sheets. A ton of work. Emily and Todd and Miguel and Nick and John and myself and Sophie and just everyone has dove in to make this possible. So let's say we take our island Cryos. Now, when you pull it over, it looks like, oh, it's just got, just like when you pull the rules. We've got all of the signs of God, the arrival, the turmoil. You can click show to players just like you could with the handout. But also a character sheet. And it has all of the island characters from Cryos. So Meltia the Mining Chief is right there with all of her stats and all of her abilities. So in the past, the character sheet worked in such a way that each time you would encounter some obstacle, some foe, some worthy foe, you would put in all their traits and hit roll. And then when it changed to another foe, you'd have to change them all and put roll again. And it was all there, but it was just extra work. Now all that work is just totally done for you. So let's say you're facing Meltia. Characters almost always roll their name dice, so the first trait is automatically highlighted, but you'd highlight any other traits that were applicable. For instance, in this contest of arts and oration, Meltia's stoic trait. She's hard to move. She is not... the heroes will really have to do something to get through her stoic shell. So we're going to include that, but we won't include strong armed because this isn't a fight to wrestling match. So we're going to click roll strife. We're going to choose the domain, state arts and oration, and we see Melitia's result. It's target number 8, and we can mouse over and we can see that it rolled her D8 stoic, it rolled her D6 name, took the highest, added to the strife level, which is here, just like it's supposed to, just like it would be if you were rolling the dice on the table. But there's even cooler stuff. Let's say you're facing off against the Harpies. Now, the Harpies have traits just like Melody does, but also they have harm tags. If the Razor Clawed feature of the Harpies is relevant, then they're perilous, then that contest is perilous. And if their hate-filled trait is relevant, then that contest is sacred. And if both of them are checked, then the contest is both perilous and sacred. So let's say, yeah, it's all of those things. Let's say you're facing off against the Harpies in a contest of, I don't know, let's say Blood and Valor. I can't imagine why. Click submit. Not only do we get our roll, which includes all those things, but also we can see here that it's perilous and sacred. And finally, at the bottom of them, you can see all of the characters' traits. Harpies are skyborn. They are epic if in a contest in which they can strike freely from the air. So this is a narrative truth in general. If the Harpies are up in the air, they are just a deadlier menace. And so for that, you would just check epic on their name, or really any trait that's active, but their name is a good place to track it. And voila, you have epic, perilous, sacred Harpies. Truly, they are a menace and a worthy foe. So this is super cool because all of the islands are already in there, but it's also super cool if you want to create your own islands. So even without the compendium, let's just say you are in the journal and you want to add your own character sheet. You're going to create your own character sheet. Let's say Ithaca. Spell it right this time. And in the bio, you can put anything you want, but under the character sheet, there's a new option now. It used to be character and strife. Now it's character, strife, and island. And if you go to island, and it's going to have the strife level set at +5. Divine Wrath is not selected, but you can add any level of Divine Wrath if it's appropriate. But what we really care about is being able to put those island characters here. So what if we have Judd of Cryos here, and we give him a D8 name trait, and we give him Grand Storyteller, and we make that a D6 mythic trait. Now we have our new character, Judd, who is tracked, and when we want to make another character, we just add another below by hitting the little plus. We can also add in special abilities, just like the ones that are already made. This way, instead of having to put in all the traits just as you're going to roll them, you can set them all up in advance. You can create your own islands in Roll20 and have them ready to go, ready to roll strife. Some characters have multiple dice in certain traits. It's rare, but there's occasionally 2d6 or something like that. You'll notice in here, there's traits all the way up to 2d12. If you need to make Apollo, who I'm pretty sure one of the islands is something like 4d12 because we're just that bonkers. You would just set 2 of them to 2d12 and roll both traits. That's an extreme rarity, so we didn't want to make that list huge. But there it is. That's how you can create all of your own islands as you want, or you can, and really both, you can take with the compendium, you have all the existing islands out of the book, and it's got their entire story, everything that's going on right there for you, so you have all the tools that you need at your fingertips. We hope that you take this and tell your own epic tale.